Hey, Bob, you're watching Dolly Vision.
The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlights, king of beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light. Jumping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene match feels so unreal. YouTube madness, like, share, subscribe. Cats on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing? Shadows crawl. People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, king the beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light.
What is up, guys? Welcome back. Well, tonight it's just hanging out with me and Rangi here, okay, if you're watching. And basically, I'm making tumblers of different true crime stuff, my true crime tumblers. So it's going to be a pretty chill night. It's late night. Me and, like I said, me and little Rangi dog here. Say hey, Rangi. Say hey to everybody. He's going to help me make tumblers. These are the tumblers. Well, I got to make some hats too. These are designs for the hats. My sugar skull hats, Dolly Vision. The pink sugar skull thing. True Crime Junkie. You like that one, Rangi? True Crime Addict. And I got to make this one. I'm only here to establish an alibi. No, if at first you don't succeed, it's only attempted murder. All right, so me and Rangi are working on these tonight. That dog thinks you're talking to yourself. He's looking at you like, dude, you okay? That's how he always looks at me. Rangi's cool. He's my buddy. We hang out late night. He's my late night friend when PJ's in bed. So I got to cut these out real fast. And that's the hardest part for me is cutting these damn things out. But once I do that, it's smooth sailing from there. So how's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for everybody that's been joining me for the Summer Wells stuff, which I'm glad there's, stuff coming out in the Summer Wells stuff. It was so dead for so long. I like to see that there's at least some hope that we may one day get some answers for little Summer Wells would be great. And we're going to have a big Dolly party if they ever do get, there's one. If they ever do get some justice for little Summer Wells. That would be so awesome. Um, but somebody knows what happened to that little girl. She didn't just vanish. And I may do a giveaway. I've set a goal. If we reach the goal, I'll do a giveaway. I think there's 8 or 9 of these I gotta make. Boom, there's one more. All right, let me click over here to the chat so I can see what you guys are saying. I can't see with these glasses on. I can't read what I'm on. Cool trucker cap. Oh, the one I'm wearing? This one says America, right? And it has a little pin on it. I think PJ's daughter gave me that pin, and I put it on my hat. Little Ava. I believe it's a Crazy Clowns from Outer Space. So I'm going to give y'all a class tonight on how to make tumblers, all right? First thing you need is a sublimation printer, okay? I printed this on a sublimation printer. This is a special paper. This is sublimation paper. And it looks kind of dull, but when it prints, it won't be dull. And, of course, you got to have a sublimation printer, which they're pricey. I ain't going to lie. The printers are in the sublimation ink is kind of expensive. That's the most expensive thing. And then, of course, I have the Arto press right here. You put your tumblers in it. This is what burns your tumblers. So you would need one of those. I mean, once you get everything you need, like that's like a couple $100. So I probably have like, oh, and this is a lifesaver, the tape dispenser. So I probably have about 600 in materials. But once you got everything, you can pump them out. It ain't cheap to get started with them, but once you have everything, it gets cheaper and cheaper because then all you got to do is buy the paper and ink. But in another thing, sublimation printers don't last that long because of the type of ink, it clogs them up. And sometimes you can't get the printer clean, right? So then you got to buy a new printer. So I'm actually on my second printer. But that sucks, right? Because that cuts into making money off of them. Because you figure the printer's about $300. So, but I used the one for like a year and a half. And I've had this one so far a year. So, but if I would have maintained my printer a little bit better, I probably wouldn't have had to buy a new one. Because you're supposed to go in there every week and print something even if you're not using it. So now I randomly just print stuff to keep the ink fresh in the line so the ink don't drop or nothing. Dude, stop. I'm making all that noise. Too bad they don't have cleaning solutions to run through it. I know, that's what I said. So once your printer goes bad, you got to have a new one. So I just bought a new one not too long ago. So Usually I make PJ do this. Cut these out. So I'm doing pretty good so far. I got two more to go. To me, this is the hard part, cutting them out. Good. One more to go. I've been bottling lotions and soaps, and this is my new. I haven't labeled them yet. These are my new. I believe this is my red velvet cake. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Red velvet cake. People have been sleeping on it in the store, but it smells good. So I'm kind of proud of that one. I ordered another 150 bottles, right? So hopefully they'll be here tomorrow and I can bottle some more. This is my man card. If you got a husband, he will really like this. This stuff smells so good. So good. The new ones I've been making, oh, they're good. They smell nice. Nice. So I've been working on new artwork. I've been trying to make me a Summer Wells shirt to wear. And I've been trying to get AI to design it, but AI is like F off. Try again. Tony says I gotta get that the car. I will look for some for you, Tony. I have to get the essential oils. And when you get into like the cologne essential oils, like I use Armani, that stuff's $150 a bottle. So say I go spend $150 on the essential oil, right? And then you the only person that buys a bar of soap. So then what do I do with the other $150 worth of stuff? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of you got to take your chances with it. And like the Armani sells really good. The man card has been selling okay. Cool water. I got cool water. But I haven't made no cool water in quite some time. But I got it. And these are just sort of hats. I can cut these out quick. These are for my sugar skull hats. Oh, no, yeah. I'm going to print a few hats tonight too. So I'll show y'all how to print hats. So if you ever want to do something like this for yourself, you can learn how. You know what they say? You give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. So I'm teaching y'all how to fish tonight. All right, y'all pay attention. There'll be a quiz at the end of this. And if we reach my goal, I'll give away one of these sugar skull hats. The purple sugar skull. And I got mouse pads. I don't know what I'm going to put on the mouse pads yet, though. I may I don't know what I'm going to do on them yet, but as soon as I figure it out, I'll let y'all know. But at some point tonight, I'm going to put something on it. I haven't printed them up yet, though. All right. Let's throw that in there. Okay. This part's real simple. You see where I cut one side off? One side has the white edge, one side don't. That's the edge you put down first. It's the side you cut. All right. Because this side will wrap around it. See how the paper wrapped completely around it? Now you just even it up so it's straight on the tumbler. Just like that. I just use my finger to touch the top to make sure it's straight. And then I pull it tight. I grab my little tape roll. It already cuts the tape for me. That tape roll is the best thing I ever bought in my whole entire life. I used to have to do this tape by hand, and it would take forever. But now that I got this little roll of tape thing, oh man, I do it so quick. All right. So I usually just do 3 pieces of tape. And when you're done, it'll look like that. You know what I'm saying? And then I take the top and roll it up like that. That's so the paper don't move when I print it. You can do it at the bottom, but it ain't necessary. Then I take them and I put them in a shrink wrap bag. Now, a lot of people, they don't use these shrink wrap bags. I don't know why. I like it better, honestly, because if you don't, you have a chance of what they call ghosting. But when you use these bags, I've never had one ghost, which means it prints and like double prints a little bit. But with these bags, that don't never happen. So I think the bags are like, some of them come with the bags, like these tumblers came with the bags, but you can also buy them for like $100. I mean, no, 100 of them for like $10. And I'm telling you, it's worth it, because you think about it, you mess up one print, you're looking at, the money you paid for it, your time, and all that. So it's worth it just to spend an extra little bit of money and get the bag with it. This one. So I'm just prepping them now, getting them ready to be printed. Like I said, take your time, line them up nice. And I have the exact measurement, so there's no seam. I'll show you what I'm talking about when I print one. All right, then I just slowly wrap that up right there. Make sure everything's lined up. Fold the top. Bag it. What's up, Turtle Gang? All right, there's 2 of them. Let me set these boxes over here. They get in my way. What do I print mine at? The size? I don't know. I made a template, and then every time I print one, I use the same template. So it took me a couple tries to get it perfect. So if you was to ask me what's the exact size, I couldn't tell you, to be dead honest. But I use the same one every time, and then I just lay another image over it, and I print them the exact same way every time. But I have a roundabout estimate but I couldn't tell you exactly. But once you got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? And it depends what tumblers you're using too. So a lot of people, they'll tape this whole seam right there. They'll run a piece of tape down it. But I found that that's not necessary. That it takes too much time getting all that damn tape off. It makes it hard to get the cup out. So, Turtle Gang, I need a seeing eye person hoodie. Dodger is 100% blind. Oh, Lord. Rangy's sitting next to me sleeping. You guys have it down to a science. Stuff looks nice. Well, you figure I print stuff constantly, so a lot of people, I got it to where I can do stuff quick, and I can eye stuff pretty good because I done did it so much, and I have like a system for it, you know. So but this is the way we keep the channel afloat. Make the stuff. Because we don't got sponsors or nothing. Like a lot of channels do. Nobody wants to sponsor no true crime people. So I watch all these YouTube channels and they got all these sponsors paying their bills. And I'm like, I ain't got none of that. So I just got to work harder. Is the way I look at it. I'm my own sponsor. It's a little loose. Sheila, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your super stickers. That is cool. Thank you, thank you. That's 2 right there. I don't think we but 8 away from a giveaway. You know, when I make stuff, I like to give stuff away. Since I'm already making it. All right. Hey, you, do you need to do to get by? I wish I had a channel to sell them off of. That helps, you know. Definitely if you make stuff and you have a channel, it definitely helps you sell it because you got an audience, you know, to tell people about it. But in the beginning, I was like everybody else. I used Teesprings, and then I realized that they took all the money. And it took forever to get paid for it. So then I started thinking, well, you know, I used to print T-shirts. I'll start printing my own T-shirts. And so my goal was just to print T-shirts. But then I started making soaps. Then I started making the lotions, the body washes, the everything. And then I kind of just said, hell with anybody else. I make all my own stuff. And the soap has been a big hit, so that helps a lot. So thank you guys for everybody that buys my soap. It's on sale right now, half off too. And the first 50 orders come with one of those Justice for Summer Wells bracelets. I'm giving those away. use this picture. I want pink, purple, and blue with some stars. Have it say justice for. All right. Morning there, Mr. Dolly. Good morning. Hey, Alba. How's it going? I'm just making tumblers. Nothing great, pretty uneventful, but they need to be done. PJ will kill me if I don't get everything made. These are like already sold, and she needs to ship them out. Connie, I need to order some of your products. Well, thank you, Connie. Thank you. That helps. Well, just go online. BuyDollySoap.com is where we sell everything. And we sell our soaps, lotions, body washes. You name it, that's the place to get it. And remember, if you do get it, make sure you put in the promo code. Because I see people ordering soap and they're paying full price, which I don't mind if you pay full price, right? It helps the channel a lot more. But you don't have to. It's 50% off right now because I want people to have it for Christmas. So I just added some Christmas cookie. I just added some. We got candy cane for Christmas. Christmas cookie. And what else did I add? Chocolate and mint. Okay. I didn't make many of them, but I just made a tray of them. Damn it. I gotta go get one more mug. I'm one mug short. Alba. Thank you, Dolly Rocks. You guys rock for putting up with my ugly ass. So, thank you for that. Right? So, usually, like, I'll sit around and watch movies while I do this. I usually don't do this live on the internet. But when I usually making soap, I'm watching Netflix or something like that. But I can't do it while I'm live because YouTube will strike me for using like Netflix in the background and stuff like that. So when I'm live, I just kind of got to sit here in silence. But it's okay because I got you guys with me. It ain't so boring. But... And I got AI to talk to. I've been playing a lot of virtual reality, so late at night, the metaverse, which is kind of cool. Bow hunting. I want to know how to cut them so straight. Well, they got them little boards with the razor knives. I got one. I don't never use it. I just use a pair of scissors most of the time. Most of the time, I don't cut them. I let PJ do it. She's better at cutting them straighter than I am. Hold on. Let me go get one more. Losing my pants here. Okay. Let me cut on my press. That way this thing heats up. Um, you definitely saved me from looking at the timer for the cake being done. Bow hunting little tiny harmless hogs. Is that what you said? Okay, last one. Helena, thanks for sharing with us. Oh, ain't no problem, Helena. Thank you guys for being here with me. If not, I'd be sitting here talking to Wrangler, and he don't hold a very good conversation. He's just over here laying here looking at me. The hogs are bad. Okay. If you say so. If you say so. All right. Bingo. Last one. PJ's been on me the last couple days to make these. So if you're out there and you ordered a tumbler, I made everyone that's outstanding tonight. 35 months of Dolly Gold. Hey, Jenna Bug. How you doing? Good to see you. I'm sorry I wasn't able to generate this image because the request violates our content policy. Okay, let me try this. Make me t-shirt art using this image. Make sure it is transparent so I can print it. AI sucks. I mean, just terrible. It don't never do what you ask it to do. You 69. I hear that. All right, let's get these babies printing. Oh, Lord, I don't have a glove. I'll just do my hoodie like this. Hope I don't burn the shit out myself. All right. I cook mine for 60 seconds. Then I rotate it and I cook it for 60 more seconds. For anybody who wants the recipe, tumbler recipe, 60 seconds on one side and 60 seconds on the other side. You got to remember, time you buy everything, the paper, the ink, the printers, the press, the tape machine, you're in at about $500, $600, $700. But you got to remember, a tumbler sells for like $20, $25. So once you pay for your stuff, then you're making profit. Okay, I'm gonna burn myself like that. I gotta find a glove. Hold on, guys. Can't find one. Just be careful when you do them because you can really burn yourself pretty good. It doesn't pay for itself if you can't sell the stuff. Oh, no, look. So I printed up a bunch of horror ones because I don't sell that many here on Dolly Vision. I really don't. I sold 10. But I went to the horror convention and I sold 100 of them. Okay? So do the math on that. That one horror convention paid for all my equipment, everything, and I made money. So, and well, I gave the money to Tiffany, but with that one horror convention, I was able to buy my printer, my press, because I made a couple grand at that horror convention. So that's where I got the money to buy the hat press. Now I got a really nice hat press too. Get a hand towel. Yeah, I haven't burnt myself yet. I'll be all right. I got a towel right here. Mine is electric. I have one that you open and shut like this too, a manual one, but I bought the automated one. So I have two, but I use this one now. Well, maybe PJ hasn't got up the new stuff onto the site yet. You might want to, you have a manual one. Yeah, this is the automated one. You just push a button. My hat's like that too. You press, I'll show you the hat one in a minute. You put the hat on it, you press a button and it goes, it burns it on there and then opens back up by itself. I've been upgrading my equipment. So, and I'm going to do the horror convention again this year coming up. And the money I make, I'm going to use to buy new equipment. So when I make stuff, I just use the money to buy stuff. I invest in myself, right? Because if you have good stuff, it makes it easier to make the stuff. The more you can make, you know, if it's easy to make. I started with the soap. Well, first I started making t-shirts first. Then I went from t-shirts to soaps to, I just recently added hats. I used not to sell hats, but I don't embroider. I don't have an embroidery machine and they take up too much room and they're like $5 grand. So I'm going to get some beanies. I'm going to have somebody make them. I can't make the beanies myself. If I could, I would. Now I could buy the embroidered patches and then press them on there, which I might end up doing. I don't know. But I'm going to probably have some Dolly Vision beanies done in like pink and white and black. And I'll show y'all how I make the hats in just a little bit. Get the knitting. Yeah, that ain't happening. that definitely ain't happening. I got my bottling machines over there for bottling these. I'll show y'all that in a minute, how I bottle everything. You make beanies? Yeah, but I need them like, you know, made that say, you know, Dolly Vision and all that good stuff on them. With a little YouTube play button. I got a button press. I've never made buttons though. It's like to make buttons like this. I got it. I just never used it. Rangy's snoring. Fake dolly tattoos. You crochet beanies too. You have a DTF printer or sublimation? I do sublimation. DTF. I don't have a DTF. Um, if I need DTFs, I usually go to like online and order them, and then I buy them in like 30-foot rolls, and then I just cut them and press them. I could buy a DTF printer, but they're $2,000, and I really don't got $2,000 to be. Maybe when I make this money from the next horror convention, when I go sell tumblers and T-shirts and stuff, I'm gonna probably try to buy me a DTF printer. So yeah, they're insanely expensive. Yeah, and that's for a cheap one. You try to get a good one. Oh my God, them things are like up to 10 grand. I honestly don't think it's worth it because time you have to maintenance the machine, you're better off just sending your art to a company and having them send it back to you. And you know, it only takes a week. So if you own a t-shirt business, I think it's not a good move to buy all that equipment. One, you gotta it's big, you gotta have a place to put it all. Right. So I think it's better just to find a company that does really good DTFs and then work with them. And you know, as you order more and more, they'll give you better deals on it. Because time you buy a $10,000 printer, think about how many t-shirts you got to sell just to pay for the printer. And then when it breaks down and it costs you a couple $1,000s to fix it, you have to be selling a ton of shirts to really want to buy one. You know, I don't think it's a smart move for a small business to buy a DTF printer. LOL, we literally said the same thing. Yeah, that's something you go you got to remember when you're starting off, you need to make money so you can buy better stuff. That's how I look at it. Like I started with the regular press, and then I made enough money to buy me this one. And then, you know, I started off with one printer. I made enough money to buy me another printer. So now I have sublimation printers. I have sticker printers. So every time I just add a little piece to it. So usually whatever I make on YouTube or like selling merchandise, I put back into it. And then, you know, eventually you have everything. And then that's when you can start making a few bucks. I still don't have everything yet. There's still some things I'm trying to buy. So, but once I get the last few things I need, then I'll start making some money off of my merch. So, and then of course I own all the equipment. You just replace your sublimation printer. Dolly, I make fridge magnets from your stickers. Do you? Okay, cool. We may make some magnets tonight. So I had just bought some magnets, some damn mouse pads. All right, so we printed this one. Let me. I'll show y'all the outcome of the first one. Still a little hot, but ooh, all right. Turtle Island, see. Alrighty. You peel them when they cool off? Yes. Yeah, you don't want to peel it when it's hot. I mean, you can if you got gloves on, but then it makes it difficult to peel them. Is that for Mab? I don't know who ordered that. It's for somebody. I don't never know who the stuff is for. I just make it. PJ's just like, make this, make this, make this, make that. And I just make the shit. I don't know who it's going to. One of y'all, somebody out here got it. I don't make it until they're sold. Because then you got to have, places to put it. So if I don't sell it, I don't make it. Like the shirts ain't already printed. Like when you buy a shirt, I print that shirt. So that's why I have like a 3-day turnaround time. Because as soon as you buy a shirt, I order it off Amazon, the shirt, and then I print it. And then PJ packages it. Because then, what if nobody buys the shirts? And then I got all these shirts sitting around. You want a Turtle Allen tumbler? Okay. Woo, that baby right there is hot. That thing's cooking. Hunter has an order in. That's the only way to do it. And buy a 12-pack of the tumblers and you're in it. No, I buy tumblers 100 at a time. So, yeah, I buy two boxes of 50, and they're like, I think it's like a little about almost $400. But I buy them. That's the way I get them the cheapest. Is I buy them 100 at a time. Oh, getting started? Yeah, if you just getting started, I would say buy a dozen of them, sell them, and then take that what you sold and buy a box of 100 of them so you get them cheaper, and so on and so on. So I buy them 100 at a time now. I just couldn't believe how many I sold at that horror convention. I mean, I sold so many of them. Tiff sold a ton of them. I sold a ton of them. PJ sold a ton of them. But everybody else's tumblers there were so expensive. So I just cut everybody's price because I make them myself. And I was like, okay, I'll just cut your price. So everybody bought all the tumblers from me. So I'm sure some of them people there were probably kind of mad. But like they were selling theirs for like $35 and I was selling mine for like $20. And then on like the last day I dropped them to like 15 and 10, the ones that wasn't selling, and I sold everything. I went to an outside event and they were selling theirs for 20 and they sold out, making a killing. That's what I'm saying. I made like $2,000 in 3 days. Especially if you make ones that, like I did a lot of the Terrifier ones, and Terrifier is a really big movie right now in horror. So they sold great. The Jason Voorhees ones, the Freddy ones, they all sold good. Wednesday, everybody likes that shit. So I made a bunch of Wednesday ones. They all sold. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I still have them on the site for sale. That was in 2 evenings. Well, 3. A half a day Friday, Saturday, and a half a day Sunday. So yeah, 2 days technically. A half a day Friday, I worked Saturday, Sunday. I sold $2,000 worth of tumblers at the horror convention. So I was going to do more horror conventions, but PJ's been so busy, we ain't had a chance. But next horror convention, I'm taking everything with me. That way I can print on demand. Whatever you want. So say you walk up to my table and you want whatever the hell you want. If you want you on the tumbler, I'll put you on it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to take everything with me. And as far as t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and I'm going to take all my presses with me because they're all small, compact now. And I'm going to press everything right there at the convention. Boop. Here's your shirt. Boom. Here's your, I'll make a row of mugs. And then every time one sells, I'll make a new one, like that. So I'll have everything there already made. So when you walk up, you don't got to wait. But as soon as you buy it, I'm going to be printing another one. Because there was times at the horror convention, I had to run home and print like 30 mugs and then run back. And I was like, I'm not doing that next year. Make one with some chickens. What the hell am I going to make one with chickens for? Like opening a Christmas present. True Crime Junkie, Dolly Vision. It has a little sugar girl on it. Looks good, don't it? Bam. Another one made. Hey neighbor, are you going to do a attempted murder shirt or hoodie like the tumbler in store? I gotta have them. I mean, if you want one, like I do custom stuff if you ask for it, Did I print them all? No, one more. All right, this one's cool. This is the one you were talking about, attempted murder. Yeah, I don't usually sell these in shirts, but I could. This one's a pretty one. Right there, it says Dolly Vision down the side there. Look. Dolly Vision, YouTube. And then it has the if at first you don't succeed, it's only attempted murder. Dolly Vision tumbler. And it has all the flowers and skulls. So, we'll see what this one is. Three seconds on that. I really like the colors on this one. Of course, you got your Dolly Vision YouTube on the side. And then True Crime Addict with the blood splatter, crime tape. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. Still, is this one still hot? Oh, I haven't seen this one yet. This is the one with the skeleton on it. I'm just here to establish an alibi. And it says YouTube. Of course, it has the Dolly Vision and silver on the side. Bam! This is one of my favorites. But I like skulls, so. Create an angel theme. Use this picture. All right. That's it for that. Now I just gotta wait for these to cool off, open them. Then we got a couple hats to print. Then once we do that, I'm pretty much done for the night. Sugar Skull. Boop, 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 boop. The blue and pink True Crime Junkie. All right. Oh. There's another one of the skull ones. Dolly Vision. Boop, boop, boop. All right, now I got to get my hat press. I'll show you how I do these hats. Okay. Let me just set this somewhere. Okay, so I'll show y'all how real quick how you do it. Like, okay, this is your hat press, and basically, I'll show y'all that in a minute. I gotta set this somewhere. I'm gonna set it down right here beside me. It's just easier. All right. All right, heat up. Come on. Okay, so it's heating up now. So first one's first. I'm only going to do 2 of these. I done got a lot done tonight, believe it or not. I done bottled stuff. I done did the tumblers. I'm working on hats now. Alright, so basically you're going to have your blank hat, purple, because purple's the way to go. Alright, I usually set it on my knee because they're rounded. And of course, you can see through this paper a little bit. So you line it up, center it like so. Then same thing, I just tape it down like this. Kind of look at it, make sure it's straight. And I tape the other side. All right, so when you're done, it'll look something like that. See how I got 6 pieces of tape on it? My print is here, it's center. Let me make sure it's center. Yeah, that looks good to me. Looks good for my house, all right? And of course, you'll have this when you open your hats, the new hats, I'll have this piece of cardboard in there. I'll take that out. And then I'll show y'all. All right. I take it. I can set it right here. Do it right in front of you. All right. That would be the best way. Then you take your hat. You wrap it around this. You get it on the pallet. And there's a little arm right here to pull the hat tight. Watch how the hat gets tight. See it get tight? The hat gets tight. Like that. You get the hat nice and tight. Make sure your tape is on there good. You don't want this to pop up. Or you don't want it to ghost. Hats are notorious for ghosting. They're a little bit harder to print than the tumblers. And basically, like watch, you hit this button and it does the rest. Watch. You'll see it come down. See it come down? 60 seconds. It'll be all right. I use butcher paper on my press. This one I don't usually do it. It just gets in the way. You do that so you don't burn it, but if you got the right time down, you won't burn it. Now to open watch. With that said, look at everything. If I didn't, we're gonna find out. Then you release it. I could have printed this one a little bit better. I think my palette moved a little bit. Of course, that's done. See how I took the ink off? Dolly Vision. All right, let's print one more. I think my palette moved a little tiny bit when I was picking it up. Hey, that should be good. All right, let's cut this one out. That way it ain't so big. Bam. Same exact thing. You just center it. Everything's hot. Like so. Make sure you got it centered. Let's bring this down a little bit. Watch my arm. It's fine. I'm wearing this hoodie. It ain't gonna get me. I'm more worried about getting it straight than I am getting burnt. All right, let's look at this. Okay. Let's get it right here. Gotta make sure everything's lined up right. That's the problem. Because I think it was a little tiny bit off last time. I'm usually doing it at a table, not sitting sideways. All right. We'll do our adjusting when we get it to come down. Perfect. See how it's automated? You just hit a button. Thank you, James. You see, I'm 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting here printing hats. BJ killing me. Watch. It'll pop up on its own. It's just right on the line. I gotta do a little adjusting on it, but for the most part, it's good. Now cut that off, let that cool, and I'm done. So I done did my body washes tonight. That is the red velvet, smells so good. Of course, I got the man card here, which smells really good. And I did the hats. I did the tumblers. And I still got to take this hat off. I'll leave it here. All right. So them the purple hats. Put them up. Okay. Like I said, the best thing is this. This saves me so much time, this little tape machine, because look, I don't have to cut the tape. It cuts it for me. See what I'm saying? How you can take tape off. But when you want more pieces pulled out and cut, you just go. It works like a wheel, and you just grab the pieces of tape you need. I thought this was cool. I swear. It's like, I think it's like $35 or $40, but it's like the best tool I got. I mean, that thing saves me so much time. Let's set these over here. I got a couple more purple hats left. PJ Sweatshop, yeah, I know. But she does all the shipping, so if it ain't there to ship, how can she ship it? You know what I'm saying? So she's always on top of me about printing stuff, get it ready to get it out of here. I think I just woke her up. Ranky, you better hush. Right? So it's freaking worth it. Let me. You're buying one? Oh, the press? I think that press is like, it's either $200-300. So it ain't bad. It makes it a lot quicker. I used to have one that was like a little thing on a table, and then you put it up there and manually do it it's like a round iron. And I used to do it that way. I mean, both ways work. I mean, it depends how much money you want to spend, right? You could technically use an iron from the house if you want to really, really get technical, as long as you have a sublimation printer, and you could basically iron it on. But it just depends how much money you want to spend and how much product you're doing, and how fast you want to be able to do it. Where am I going for Thanksgiving? I'm going out to eat at this little nice restaurant, me and PJ, and then we're going to her sister's house for dinner. So that's where I've been going every year for the last few years. Or a converted Epson. Yeah, there's certain, if you get like the Echo Tank, is that what it's called? Echo Tank. Echo, I think it's Eco. You can convert those to sublimation printers. So I would suggest get a decent one though, especially if you're going to be doing like high volume or something that you want to look good. I was live with Ski Mask Andy, AK-47. Okay. That's what you have? Is Echo? Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can put sublimation ink in those, but here's the thing is like the more you clean it, you can only clean that printer so many times before that printer goes out. I hope you know that. Like, so if you flush it, you need to constantly use the printer and try not to clean it, because the more you clean it, it takes the life of the printer out, because they have these little sponges in them, and as you flush it, it squirts the ink into these little sponges, and when the sponge fills up, that's it. That's the life of your printer. Done. So I didn't know that, and I would clean my printer a lot, and really what I was doing was destroying the printer. What I should have done was printed out some more stuff and kept it working every day, right? Or at least once a week, every 5 days, or more than that, really. So what you want to do is just go, okay, well, I don't need to print this, but I'm going to print something anyway. It keeps your print heads wet, so they don't never dry up, they don't clog up, so you don't have to flush them. The more you flush your printer, especially an Eco tank, it only has so many flushes, and then the printer is no more good. It'll error out every time. It'll just say error, 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 and you won't be. You can try cleaning it, try changing it, but it never works. Please don't mention other creators in the live. Dolly needs a I survive touching the mullet sticker. I survive touching the mullet. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad sticker. I gotta order more stickers. I don't do the stickers. We get some sticker company makes the stickers. I don't make the stickers. I could make the stickers, but I don't. I don't have a vinyl printer that prints right on the vinyl. I mean, I do, but it don't come out as nice as the ones we ordered. So um, I order stickers. I make everything but the stickers. I don't make stickers. It's just for me, it's easier. Some of the stuff's just easier for me to order, and I need to order that. Like I don't make the wristbands either, like the Justice for Summer Wells things. We we get them from a distributor. They are direct to vinyl printers. They're expensive too. Well, no, most sticker people screen print vinyl. Like when I used to print T-shirts, screen print T-shirts, I would screen print stickers too. So it's the same process. You make a screen and you put the sticker paper up there and you print them and then you cut them, right? But it's more of a ink with a squeegee, not like a printer. You got to do them by hand, like you would screen print a T-shirt. But in the band days, I had a big shed, and in my shed, I had a 6-color printer, like screen printing machine. I had the flash dryer, so I would make my own screens. I would print T-shirts, stickers, whatever the hell you could print on. I used to print bar towels with our logo on it and give them to the people at the bar, like the waitresses and stuff like that. So when they walked around, they would have my band's towel, like a little towel, and they're cheap. You can get them at like the Dollar Tree, like the towels. I had buy stacks of them, and then I just print our logo on them. And then when I go to bars to play, I give them to the bartenders. I give them to the waitresses. You've been in the crafts for a long time. That's why you're so crafty. Well, yeah, you name it, I can make it. That's one thing I am good at is I don't look at it like crafts. Like my mom and Turtle Gang, they do crafts. Like they'll make reefs and different things. I'm not that creative. I can print T-shirts and hats and different things, right? But I don't really think of that as crafting. Me myself. Some people would be like, yeah, that's crafting, but yeah, I don't know. How did I get into it? Well, I was touring in a band and you don't make any money. right? You don't make shit. Time you split, say you play for $300 at a club. You got 5 people in the band. You split that up. What do you got? $50. You didn't drink more than that in beer, right? So your tab is more than you made. So we were buying T-shirts in bulk, right? And they were expensive. They were like, I think at the time they were probably $5 a piece, for the front. And if you wanted the back, it was like $7 a shirt. And at a club, you can only sell a shirt for like $15. So you ain't making much. So this is the very beginning of YouTube. I got on YouTube and I watched how to screen print videos. That's how I did it. And then I went out and I bought a little tiny screen printing press that was like 4 colors. And I was drying stuff with a heat gun and in my oven. You can trust me, you can print thousands of shirts that way. It's more time consuming. So my cousin owns a screen printing business. Just coincidental, right? So he was upgrading his machines. So I bought his big screen printing machine from him, which is a big old school one, like spins, and his flash dryers, so I could flash it and do multiple colors. So I had originally bought all this stuff from him, and I had learned on YouTube. So I was already printing band T-shirts, and my mom had got him. Said, "Well, look, I want you to go over to Jimmy's and make sure he, teach him a little bit about the screen printing stuff. He's kind of getting into it. He's, printing T-shirts and shit." So my cousin comes over, which owns a screen printing shop, and he walked in. He was like, "Did you print these?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, what the hell am I supposed to show you? You already know how to print this stuff, right?" So he goes in there. I showed him how I made my screens, how I print it. He was like, "Dude, you need a job. You come work for me," right? He was like, your mom was like, "Come show you how to do it. You already know how to do it." He did give me a couple little pointers, like on the the angle of the squeegee and stuff like that. But as far as showing me anything, he was like, "Dude, you learned it good just from YouTube." And he gave me some tips about dark rooms and stuff like that, what lights to use when you're in a dark room. And so from that point, I didn't really know about printing with like fast drying inks, because printing with textile inks is different than printing with regular inks, which I didn't really know the difference, right? So what you got to do is they got these chemicals that you put in the ink that makes the ink dry a little bit slower, so it don't dry up while you're doing stickers, because stickers ain't with the same ink that a t-shirt is. So, but by the end of it, I was printing everything. I could actually take a CD, and I had a little palette that I had made for it, and say I had like, we're bootlegging CDs at the time too, to give them away, because it's cheaper to give somebody the CD away. So, I'd stand out at the mall and skate parks and different places, and I'd give CDs away, but I would print the front of them. So it said, my band name and the couple songs that were on the CD. And then I had this big thing that burnt like 10 CDs at a time, and I just burn them. I sit there and burn them all day long, just let them burn. And then I put them on a little press and print them, put them in a little paper sleeve, and give them away. I got to go to Hot Topic in the mall and just hand them out to people. And that's how I got my music out. So that's what got me into like being able to print stuff. And then at that time, I didn't have a YouTube channel, right? So it wasn't. And then my house caught on fire. That stuff burnt down. I lost a lot of stuff. And then when I moved, I don't have the screen printing stuff that I had now. I'm doing DTF. But I am going to be doing some screen printing, because I have. I'm going to eventually build me a garage here, a big shed. And then when I do that, I'm putting all the screen printing stuff back in there, so I'll be able to walk out there, print stickers, everything. I'll have it just set up like, the dream print anything you got type stuff. So I'll be printing on glass. I'm going to get stuff to etch glass. I'm looking at a 3D printer now to 3D print stuff. So our soap molds, I'm going to be printing soap molds and different things. So I'm just adding to it. But like I said, I don't have a lot of room to do it. We can't fire Jimmy. He made the merch. Make yourself valuable, folks. Lessons from Jimmy. They couldn't fire me anyway. I ran everything. I've always been the boss, right? The band I was in, I started the band. So how do you fire me, right? You can't fire me. I would get rid of people, and it interchanged. It was, I would say there was three versions of my band, like three different groups of people over the years. So I would say version three. I don't know. Version two was pretty good, right? Version two and three was pretty good. Version one sucked. It was horrible. Um, but as we progressed and was able to get better people, and then the music started getting better. So I would say version two and version three was really good, and version one was like, oh my god, I hear that shit. I'm like, the soap was a dare. No, sweet leaf. For anybody that don't know how the soap started, the soap started like this. I was joking because in the beginning of the channel, it didn't have many people watching, and I wanted to go to these crime scenes, and I didn't have no way to pay for it. All right, so I was working doing electrical, and I just couldn't afford to do the traveling because rental cars, hotels, food, it all adds up. So I joked around and said I was going to make soap to finance the channel, like Tyler Durden from Fight Club. Okay, so if y'all don't know the Fight Club references, and then I started making thumbnails of me, Tyler Durden's body, Brad Pitt's body, but my head holding the bar of soap, right, from Fight Club. So then I didn't really know too much about making soap, but I thought it was funny. So I went on YouTube and learned how to make soap, just like I learned how to make t-shirts, right? How I learned how to screen print. I've learned so much stuff off YouTube and just how-to videos. So then I went online and I started watching people make soap. So I was like, if I'm one of the people, if I see you do it, I can do it. Okay. I'm just always been like that. So I bought the trays, the molds, and I bought all the stuff to make the soap, and I made it. And the first ones were all yellow. They were raspberry lemonade, and they looked like little pieces of cheesecake. And there was only 12 of them. So I got up here and everybody bought my 12 bars of soap. It wasn't really good yet, but you guys supported me, right? And y'all were like, cool, Dolly. So then the next batch, I made 24. And I was testing it on Tiff. And Tiff was like, nah, it needs to be a little more moisturizing, right? So I'm adding things to it. But the first 24 bars I sold. So I sold 12, and then I sold 24 because I bought an extra set of molds. And the molds make 12 bars. Now I got like 30 molds. I need some new ones that are starting to get raggedy and tear up. So I need new molds, which sucks because they're expensive. So I made the 24, and Tiff was like, nope, you ain't got it. So then every time I made more soap, I would upscale it by one more tray. So I'd buy a tray each time, right? I'd take the money from the soap I sold and buy one more tray. So then I had 36 trays. And by the third time, Tiff said, Dad, this is it. This is the best soap I've used. It's good. Don't change nothing. And ever since then, the soap has been made the exact same way. So Tiff was my guinea pig in the soap. And by the third try, I had it. And then, of course, then I started changing. Listen, 98% of the soap is the same. The only thing that's different is the color and the scent, right? So I just changed the color of it, and changed the fragrance oil that is in the soap. But for the most part, my soap's always the same. It has a really good consistency, nice, hard, solid bars. and it'll leave your skin smooth. That's what I kind of wanted because I kind of had dry skin. I think Tiff has pretty much dry skin too. So it was a good moisturizing soap. And that recipe has been the same for the last 3 years. And now when I make it, I make like, I don't know, I probably make 30 of each. But you got to remember, I got raspberry lemonade, I got watermelon lemonade, I make so many, it's just trays and trays and trays of soap, and so it's grown because you guys have bought it. But it started off as a joke and ended up being the way we really support the channel. Ain't that crazy? Crazy. That's how we able to keep the lights on. That's how we pay the bills, and soap. I mean, of course, PJ works full time, but me, as far as me, I just make soaps, lotions, body washes, YouTube, and I was working full time, and it's just killing me. I couldn't. I would be too tired to YouTube and stuff like that. So, I was able. I worked. I did YouTube for 2 years and worked, but by the third year, I was able to say, okay, I got the soap, I got the lotions, the t-shirts, and it ain't like I'm making a ton, but I'm making enough to survive. And then I went full time YouTube, and boom, it hit. The rest is history. Um, what do the bath bombs do you make? Well, depending on what bath bombs I make, some of them fizz, some of them do suds, some of them make your bathtub smell good. Some of them have like moisturize and stuff in it. But everybody that orders lotion, I'm throwing in a bath bomb for the first 20. I think I made 25. So the first 25 people that order lotion from today on will get a bath bomb with their lotion, so you can try it out. If you order the first 25 people, I think that order man card, will get a loofah with it, right? Because a lot of dudes don't use loofahs. Right? It's like, for the longest time, I didn't use a loofah. I was like, what the fuck is a loofah? I didn't even know what it was, right? So now with the man card, I'm giving a loofah. That way they can use it properly. You know what I'm saying? For dry skin and all that good stuff. So first 25 come with man card, come with a loofah. The lotions, any lotion you get, will come with a bath bomb. And for the first 50 orders, I'm throwing in a Justice for Summer Wells bracelet. Okay. I don't have one to show you on me. I had one in the back room. I don't know where they are right this second. But Freddie has a ton of them on his arm. You order 2 man cards? Awesome. Yeah, it's Dolly's Luxurious Lather Bars is what it is. So, and eventually, when I upgrade, I'm going to do. Right now, I'm printing stickers and putting them on the bottles. Right, like let me show you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the stickers that you put on there and you peel them off, and it leaves the writing up there, so the writing don't get wet. Waterproof writing. Right now, I'm just labeling them, right, with like paper labels, which sometimes they get. But usually, I'll wrap tape around the bottle, like so the label don't get wet. But a lot of times when you get in the bathtub, the label gets wet and it starts to like fade or whatever it is. So I want to upgrade the labeling, but I don't want to up my price. You see what I'm saying? Because then each label is like $1.25, and that adds $1.25 to the cost. And I'm trying to think, is it, if I was selling it in a store, like a storefront, like, yeah, of course I want the bottle to be all super pretty, but it's the product in the bottle that you want. It ain't so much the label. Like, even if I sold it to you with no label, I don't want to up my prices, so I don't know if I really want to put, right now the label that goes on it's like 5 cents or 3 cents. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to spend $1 a label? Because you figure every 100 bottles, that's $100. That cuts into the profit. That cuts into my chicken nuggets. So I may leave those. I don't know. Like I said, if I was selling it in a storefront, like if I was selling it in stores, yeah, I would want that label on it so it's nice and pretty. When you walk up to it, it looks all fancy. But yeah, paper label on the internet and make it cheaper, I think is the way to go. You're addicted to coconut haze body wash. You and PJ need to do a soap stream or live in a jacuzzi, foaming with bubbles and drink champagne. I used to do streams in a hot tub back in the day. Um, we did a little on the old channel. We did what we called the hot tub time machine, and we would talk conspiracy and stuff like that. So I'm just kidding about chicken nuggets. I don't eat chicken nuggets, but you get the point. You know what I'm saying? It cuts into my money. It cuts into my food. Um, See, that sounds fun. Yeah, it was all right. That's when I started my channel way back in the day. We would do it like I know once a week. We'd be in the hot tub just talking about Mandela effects, and people would be talking about flat Earth and all kinds of crazy, just weird shit. Dolly got to eat. That's right. Dolly's always been super fun. I try to be, I'm just a regular old person, but I try to make it happen. Let me just put this down. Oh my god, these bottles, like we used to sell our body spray in plastic clear bottles, but I got these bottles now. They're the metal ones. So PJ ain't made the body spray, but I've upgraded the bottles to these metal ones. So this one right here has green tea and apple cider vinegar in it. It's for Wrangler's feet. It's for like when dogs lick their feet. This is like a little homemade recipe, and you spray their feet, and then they won't lick their feet. So it works too. It's been working ever since I started using it. I watched it on YouTube. It's like a home remedy. So you got to make some green tea. You got to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it, and then a little bit of salt. And then, like if you see a dog licking its feet, you spray in between his toes because it's like yeast they get between his toes. And because Wrangler's allergic to everything, so he goes to vet. His medicine's $100. So I've been buying this medicine for him $100 a pop, and at first it was good. He would stop licking his feet, and then he got back to where he's taking the medicine, he's licking his feet again. So I was like, okay, I got to find another recipe. I got to find something else to kind of go along with that. So he's going to be on probiotics, like a vitamin, plus the medicine. And then, of course, I got this little stuff and I sprayed his feet. As soon as I did this, like I started, because you got to do it for like 7 days, is what everybody on YouTube is saying. He's on like day 2 of this little homemade recipe, but already he stopped licking his feet. And I'm thinking, I spent $100 a month for this dog won't lick his feet. But this seems to work. Yeah, Dolly got to have his chicken nuggets. Yeah, so like I said, my body sprays will come in this soon in these little containers. But right now, like I said, the first one I use is for Ringy's feet to spray his toes. His toes used to smell like Doritos. Now they smell like salt and vinegar and potato chips. They still smell like potato chips, but this dog has the stinkiest little feet. I don't know what he does, but so now he got salt and vinegar toes. You name the turkey every year. Cool. Yeah, they do it because it's a yeast infection. They get it between their toes, And so if you see a dog licking its paw all the time, it means your dog has a yeast infection in between its fingers. And or you can look at its nail, anything that's like fungal or yeast. Apparently, green tea, apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of salt will combat that naturally. So you just spray. Well, you're supposed to soak their feet in it for 5 minutes. So I had a little bucket I had made. I'm sitting here trying to strangle Wrangler to try to hold his feet in this bucket, right? So he can soak his feet for 5 minutes. So we soak his feet. I soak his feet. He's sitting there fighting me the whole time. And then I was like, that's just too difficult. So then I put it in a spray bottle, and now I just grab him and spray his feet down, and it seems to be working. So, but I think he has a little bit of a. He may have to go to the vet. So I think he needs his ears cleaned. Never get a French bulldog. These dogs are the most expensive dogs in the world. They're cute as shit. I mean, he's lovable and he's cute, but he is an expensive ass dog. His dog food, he can't eat anything, so his dog food is $100 a bag. His allergy medicines is $100 a bottle. Right, so he's just like the most expensive dog ever. Dolly, where's your Dolly soap commercial? I got 2 commercials. Maybe I should bottle this and sell it. Anybody got dogs that lick their feet? Right? I got the recipe right here in this bottle here. But it wasn't cheap either because I had to go buy green tea. I had to buy the damn salt because I don't eat salt because I had a heart attack, so I didn't have no salt in the house. So I had to go buy the salt. I had to buy the green tea, and I don't do apple cider vinegar. Shit stinks. So I had to go buy it all, and then of course make it. You got to steep tea and all that shit. I mean, but it seems to work. He ain't licking his damn feet. Lots of dogs lick their feet. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a reason they do it, and this stops it. This is the Dolly patent. Your dog will stop licking everything. Spray. I'm bottling it. $19.99. You can get a bottle right now. All right. What do I feed the dogs? I forget what the shit's called. It comes in like you gotta go to the pet store and get it in the rich dog section. Lolo eats that food now too, but Lolo used to eat anything. She would eat like Purina. She would eat like pedigree. But since we feed Wrangler the good stuff, Lolo just eats the same food now. And you don't want to change their foods a lot because it'll mess their stomach up. It can actually kill them too. So now they both eat it, but I forget what it's called. I just know it's in a blue bag and it's in the pet store and it's $100. You can't buy it at the grocery store. They don't even sell it. And then they eat these damn bags of greenies that are $20 a bag. Then they got these bags of beef sticks that are $20. These dogs are the bougiest, rich ass. This is why I'm hungry. The dogs eat better than I do. No, this is $100 for like a 20-pound bag of food. It ain't even a big bag. It's like a little bag like this. It's just $100. Every time I pick it up, I'm like, this is the most expensive shit. I could take the dogs out to dinner cheaper. You feed your dogs better than you too. That's what I'm saying. These dogs are living large. They live large. And Like they got every kind of damn treat you can think of too. Wrangler's allergic to chicken. He can't have chicken. You can't have chicken at all. And that's what I thought too. What damn dog is allergic to chicken? All right. I thought all dogs love chicken. I mean, Rangy likes chicken. He's just allergic to it. You can sell it. Don't chew on your toes. That's right, right? In the bottle. You'd be surprised what you can learn off YouTube. I swear. So, how old was I when I had my heart attack? 50, right? I had just turned 50, and I turned 51 August of this year. So it's been over a year. Thank you for reminding me and scaring me. I don't like to think about that stuff. Um, I was sitting right here when I had that heart attack too. Man, I wish you hadn't brought that up. But I was 50 years old, a day after my 50th birthday. I just got home from Niagara Falls. We traveled across the country to Niagara Falls and came down through New York, went to Atlantic City. We were just on vacation. And I came home the day after my birthday. When I got home, the whole house, Tiffany had decorated the house with your over the hill 50 stuff. And I don't know if that triggered my heart attack or what. I don't, I don't know what did it. But I sat down. I had just did a live stream on YouTube, and I came into the living room and I sat here, and I have an air conditioner in this window over here, and the air conditioner was on, and I don't usually sweat, and I sat down, and I started to feel like I had really bad anxiety, like I don't know, just like a paranoia came over me, and I started sweating like profusely, and then I kind of like I was just like, oh man, so I go splash some water on me, right, to try to cool off because I'm sweating so bad. And then I go stand in front of the air conditioning for a minute. And as I'm standing in front of the air conditioning, I'm here by myself. I'm starting to get lightheaded. And I was like, oh no, something's wrong. So called 911. I live right by the fire station. So they were hearing like quick. I mean, it was like boom, they were at the door. And they were like, what's up? I was like, I don't know, something's wrong. He was like, can you walk to the ambulance? And I was like, yeah. So I walked to the ambulance, and they hooked me up to the machine, the EKG, and the dude's like, yo, man, he goes, I ain't trying to scare you. He said, but you're having a massive heart attack. And then they gave me a bunch of baby aspirin. And then I remember they're sitting there and they're hooking me up to all kinds of shit, right? And I'm telling the dude tells me I'm having a heart attack. I look at him, I was like, well, hurry up, get me to the damn hospital. What are y'all sitting here for? Because they're just sitting there. They're getting, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm already in the ambulance. Floor this bitch. Like, get me to the hospital, right? So a lot of people talk really bad about the hospital around here, but it was late at night. So they rushed me to the hospital. They got the lights on, sirens going, and I get to the hospital pretty fast. And when I get, they roll me in. They're already waiting. There's doctors, there's nurses. They done cleared out a big area, and they coming in, and of course they're hooking me to machines as I'm coming into the hospital. I'm still conscious at this point, and which is kind of panicky, still real bad, feeling like I got anxiety. And at this point, I know I'm having a heart attack, so I'm sitting here, saying my last prayers to Jesus and shit. Tiffany comes in. All right, because in the ambulance, I pull my phone out and call Tiffany. And I tell Tiffany, I said, Tiff, I'm in an ambulance. I'm having a heart attack. Then I call PJ, and I tell PJ. So they got to the hospital so fast. Tiff must have drove 100 miles an hour because she lives a good ways, but Tiff got there quick, and so did PJ. So they come in, they're scared and worried, and of course, I don't know if I'm going to make it. So I'm telling everybody what to do with how to handle all my belongings and what I want done with my stuff. I'm giving them and it's upsetting too. But these if you don't know if you're going to make it, you want these things said. This is what I need done. This is how you get into my accounts, everything, right? So I could see it's upsetting Tiff. But what made it even worse is when they sent the priest in to like read me my last rites, to go over that. So if you do die, at least you were good with Jesus before you left this world. And then they rushed me into surgery, and I died on the table. They had to shock me back, and I'm still here. I'm still here. I was in ICU for like a week, and then they moved me downstairs, and they had the worst nurses ever. ICU nurses were great. They were. I mean, I did cuss one of them out, but that was over PJ because PJ kept laying in the bed with me, and which would set off this alarm on the bed. And they kept coming in telling her, "Hey, you keep setting off the alarm." And I'm in and out of consciousness at this point. And I remember I sit up in the bed and I tell the lady, I said, if you don't plan on climbing in the bed and cuddling with me, you need to shut the F up, right? Like, shut up, lady, right? I'm tired of you're the one, you're disturbing me at this point. You coming in here talking about the bed, right? So, but that's what I told her. If she wasn't going to climb in the bed and cuddle me, to shut up. Because that's what PJ, she was just laying there, like, rubbing my head, telling me everything's going to be all right and shit, right? So, but other than that, the nurses and everybody was super nice, right? And this is what I couldn't figure out. And this is no lie. I can't make this up. So I just had a massive heart attack that kills most people, right? And I'm just happy to be here. And they bring me my breakfast. And this is probably the first day I'm up, like sitting up, like aware of what's going on around me. Like, I was in and out of consciousness because they had me on so much medicine. And I'm sitting up and they bring me this big ass plate of bacon. Not turkey bacon, not, I mean, just bacon, eggs, just all kinds of greasy ass food, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking, I just had a heart attack, right? I don't think I'm supposed to be eating bacon. And I look at the nurse and I was like, what is she? I was like, do you realize I just had a heart attack? And she's like, oh, they brought me the wrong food, right? Because I was supposed to be on a cardiac diet. I ain't supposed to have nothing greasy, They supposed to have me on the special menu because I had a heart attack. But the first thing I remember they bring me is a big ass plate of bacon. And I'm thinking that's probably why I'm in here now. It's because of greasy ass bacon. No, I just had a clogged artery. They showed me a picture of it, and this is where it gets weird because I didn't know nothing about this. I ain't no doctor. My right side was 100% clogged. My left side was 50% clogged. Okay, so they go in and they put a stent in my heart, but as they were doing that, I flatlined. So when I woke back up, and of course the heart specialists and heart doctors came into me and they told me there's good news. Even though you had this heart attack, you didn't do any damage to your heart. And I was like, okay, that's good, right? But they're like, you still got a long ways to go. You're going to be in ICU. We're gonna watch over you. You're going to make sure everything's right. And he said, a lot of people wouldn't have survived. Thank God that you immediately called the ambulance, or you would have died. They would have found you dead on the floor. You're lucky to be alive. Your right artery was 100% blocked, and your left artery is 50% blocked. He said we went in, you flatlined on the table, we got a stent into your heart, got you back alive, right? But the whole thing is you don't know because you're unconscious. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know I was dead, right? And I asked the doctor, I said, well, what did you do for the 50% blockage? They said, nothing. And I was like, you would think if they're already in your heart, could you fix whatever's going on? It's like having a car and you got two bald tires, but you only fixed the right tire. Right? Like, why would you fix everything while you up in there? You know what I'm saying? Why would you leave? Why would you? It don't make sense to me. And he said, well, we don't mess with it unless it's 75% blockage. They don't even take a chance. And I was like, oh, okay. So no, it was just no. They don't mess with it. They will not. They won't stint it or anything unless you have a 75% blockage. That seems a little weird, right? So, of course, I go to a heart specialist and I'm like, well, what are y'all going to do for the 50% blockage? And they're like, nothing. That's why we give you these medicines that thin your blood and blah, 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 and your cholesterol. And so you don't never get to these levels where it blocks up anymore. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. It just sounds a little weird to me. I'm thinking, is like I said, if you had a car with two ball tires, you would fix both tires, right? You wouldn't just put one tire on, you would fix both tires. But they unclogged one side and left the other side 50%, like, which is a little scary because you got to think about that. Because now I'm thinking, man, my damn car's 50% clogged. I'm returning customer. I don't know. I hope not. So, but I've cut out almost all fast food, a little bit here and there. I cheat every now and then, but I was eating super bad, and even if you eat great and do everything right, there's still no promise tomorrow. Nobody is. That's the thing. Like nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. If one thing from that, and I shouldn't have had to go through this to realize it, but life is precious. Every moment, every minute you get is absolutely precious. And when I got out of the hospital, the sky was a little bluer, the trees were a little greener, the air was a little fresher, and I would want you to live like that without going through what I would go through, right? Just know that every moment that you breathe matters, and you don't have to be like me and go through that scare of, hey, I'm about to leave this planet to realize that, right? So I look at stuff way different now, way more, because I know my time on this planet is short. It's even if I live another 20 years, 30 years, that's short. That's like that. You look back at your life and 30 years flies by like that. So if I make it to 80, or let's just say average life 80 in the 80s, and I got 30 years if I'm lucky, God give it, if I'm lucky, another 30 years. Maybe not even. I could have another 30 minutes. So you got to make the best of life, right? And it changed my whole mindset. It changed my whole damn mindset. Yeah, and I think people should realize that before you get to that point to live, right? To enjoy it, to appreciate every minute you get and appreciate the people you're with, appreciate the time that I get to spend with you guys, because this is an important time. Like, just listen, and this is the last I'm going to preach. The most valuable thing you have in this world is your time. You can't get it back. You cannot get your time back. You can lose money, gain money, get money back. Right? You can make new friends, but you cannot ever get your time back. It is the most valuable thing you have. So when I come up here and hang out with you guys, just remember, I'm giving you the most valuable thing I have, and that's my time. Um, Dolly, why don't you marry that girl? One day me and PJ will probably get married. I mean, it's no rush. When that happens, that happens. Amen. Um, I love hanging with you, Dolly. Well, thank you, guys, thank you. I love hanging with you guys. It's a good stress reliever. It kills a lot of boredom for me. It gives me something to focus on. Just like tonight, I would have sat here and done everything in just silence, like we're watching a movie. But I like hanging out with you guys, chopping it up. And I really enjoy these streams too, where it's just like there ain't a real topic. It's just hanging out, and I can talk about whatever, making tumblers or life or just anything in general. And a lot of times there's so many people in the chats when I do the true crime stuff that I really can't read everything that you guys are saying. Buy her a ring, get married in 4 years. You have to know someone 7 years. Yeah, sounds about right. um, yeah. I mean, I ain't rushing nothing. We'll get to that point when we get to that point. Ev- okay, I hear you, Daily. I hear you. Um, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It has to be like something special and a surprise and nothing planned. And, one day we'll get to that point. But PJ ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. So, um, to me, marriage ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Okay. That's it. That's all it is. Just buy her a ring anyway. She likes rings. Did she put y'all up to that? um, we got married after 10 years together. Now it's been 19. That's, I ain't saying we're going to wait 10 years or nothing, but, we've only been together 3 years, so it ain't really been that long. Mark, I have a heart doctor. I have POTS. You mean 35? We do like that new tax bracket, though. There you go. A new tax bracket. That's the bad thing about everything is taxes, man. Oh my God. Oh man. Tax man is good lord. Is terrible. Oh God. Tax man is terrible. They tax you so bad because the way they tax the YouTube stuff. And what's bad about it? Here's the thing. YouTube takes 30%. Okay, so when y'all donate, say you donate $10, that's $7 that they pay the YouTube creator. All right, because they take three of it. YouTube got to have their cut. I think YouTube should be a little more fair than 30%. They're worse than a bookie. They take 30%, right, and then you got to pay the government, right, 24%. So you talking 54% of your money just got taken by YouTube and the federal government. That's before you go buy food, and you got to pay taxes on that food. So you're paying them all this money, YouTube all this damn money. And, Trump was talking about, because some people look at it like it's a donation or it's a tip. It depends how you word it. But, they're talking about not taxing tips. That would be great. That'd be great because then there wouldn't be no YouTube tax. But you got to remember, the little bit of money YouTube does pay you, they take 30% off of it, and then of course the tax man takes the rest of it, and they leave you with very little. It's horrible. I just I was watching this video the other night of this Asian guy. Has anybody seen it? It's been going viral, and he was doing this lady's nails, and she got mad at him and told him to go back to his country. And he's like, has anybody seen this? And he's like, woman, I seen your EPT card in your purse. He's like, who do you think pays for those taxes? I buy your groceries, right? And I was just like, he goes, I go back to my country, you won't eat. Anybody see that? Anybody see it on TikTok? Oh, it's too good. It's too good. This Asian dude goes off, boy. He goes off. He goes, "You big as my Suburban." He said, "You look like a upside down bowling pin." That shit was too good. I was laughing. I don't. I had to get PJ to post it, but she was showing it to me. She said this video is going majorly viral, and it's this Asian guy at a nail salon. Dude, it was so funny. He's like, "I go back to my country, bitch. You won't eat." uh, so, I mean, that's true though. The tax man ain't no joke. They hit you, boy. They hit you hard. They ain't playing, and you can't avoid it because then they take everything you got. You don't usually do TikTok. You like Instagram. That dude I was laughing my ass off. It's the way he said it too. It ain't like he just said it. It's the way he said it. It's like it ain't as funny when I say it, but when this little Asian dude says it, that shit was hilarious. And you could hear the woman arguing back and forth with him. He's like, "You big ass bitch." I was like, damn. He's like, "You big as my Suburban." You getting tired and giggly? Yeah, I'm getting out of here. I know I'm tired. My eyes are starting to water. It's from me straining, trying to read the chat. All right, guys, y'all be good. Thank y'all for hanging out with me while I made tumblers, hats, and all that good shit. I will see y'all tomorrow when I wake up around 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm probably going to lay here and watch a movie. So, y'all be good. Stay safe. Dolly loves you. Peace.